Streaming
that we're on standby basically.
Yeah.
on OBS?
No, on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Oh, I stream on OBS, dude.
Oh,
Well, yeah, but like
I'm sure there's that
streaming
option,
YouTube-
isn't there?
I don't know. I'm not gonna look for it. We're streaming.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care. Roy and Harry and all our fine listeners can watch me eat.
Cool.
Chicken pesto.
Oh, man.
Actually sounds pretty dang
It took
good.
me a while to make, so
Twitter.
it's pretty sweet.
All right.
Evelyn's been out of town for like the last 4 days, so I've been having to fend for myself.
Oh, lame.
No, it's good. It's good for both of us to get some time apart.
That's fair.
We're one of those
Yeah.
couples that we're happy when we're hanging out and we're happy when we're not.
Oh yeah. Angela and I spent way too much time apart at the beginnings of me doing what I do, so
Sure, yeah.
we've had enough of it.
Yeah, I get that. God damn it. My phone's all the way over there. I'll be right back.
Yeah, for those of you tuning in now or tuning in the future, we're going to get to the episode here soon. We just got to, get settled, let everyone know that we're starting. John. Hi, Harry. Harry says, "What's up, Reno?"
Yo!
John.
We haven't started recording yet, Harry, on account of my
John.
stomach.
Got to fill it up.
Yeah, I'm almost done, kind of.
man.
Well, I mean, that's what we get for trying to start at 6:30.
I didn't think I'd take as long as I did to cook.
No. It's fine. Try the new air fryer, doing some new stuff last night,
That's
and things took way longer than expected because we're still getting used to it. So, no, I get it.
You know what? Let's just start the episode now. Oh, well, let me finish the bite.
I am not in Colorado, Harry.
All right. This is 57, I believe. Let me just double check.
Ooh, time to sit up like a big boy.
No.
Oh, you should be happy. I used the 2020 vision on the show. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
That was all for you.
Aw, thank you.
All right. Let's do this. What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode number 57 of 1868 Weekly. I am your host, John Macaluso. Today joined by Matt Rafferty, who is the fine gentleman that you guys are looking at with the wonderful background. How are you doing, Matt?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. How about yourself?
I am fantastic. And we're also joined by Brad Polonsky, who doesn't have as much of a nature background, but sure as hell has an awesome 1868 background. Brad, how are you doing?
I'm doing well today.
Awesome. Good. I'm glad you're doing well today. I'm sorry you're not normally doing well. All right. So today we've got fresh haircuts. I finally got my haircut and I'm really stoked about it, by the way.
Fresh.
We've got some chicken pesto, which I apologize for being rude and eating on the podcast, but I am starving. And that's me taking a bite. We have a beautiful background from Matt Rafferty in Where the Heck in Nevada is Matt Rafferty?
Yeah, and I will give
So-
you a hint. I've used
Okay.
this area before.
Okay. All right. That doesn't help because I don't remember anything other than I think last time, but I don't remember the general area of that. Or I remember the general area, but I don't remember the town. I have a lot of things going on rolling around the old noggin. Hey, Harry pointed out the painting I have in the background, so maybe I do have something in the background. Look at that tree.
That is really nice.
That's all girlfriend, Harry. That's all Evelyn. If this were my place, there'd be some like probably 1868 picture I took or something. We're actually working on that. Anyway, so background. Brad, you have any ideas where the hell Matt is? I know Harry might be wrong. He said you're in the mountains of Colorado. And,
No.
I don't think that works for where in Nevada is Matt Rafferty. Where's you, Brad?
I'm going to 100% just go with what he used last week. I'm going to go with he's still in rough and ready Sierra Nevada, California area.
No, sir.
Okay, yeah. So
No, sir.
my guess is this definitely looks like a far northern Nevada.
It's closer than you think.
Well, no. So I'm thinking it's got to be around State Line. Oh wait, no, I think that's a little bit. No, yeah, around Truckee. It's in Nevada, right?
Yes.
Okay, because the lines get blurred there. Roy guesses Galena. Don't say anything yet. I think that's a good guess, but I gotta go with around State Line area. Taking I-80 on the way to Donner, somewhere in that area. My second backup guess is Hunter Lake. All right, so what do we got? We got Wheeler Peak from Harry. Where are you?
Roy actually got it. This is in Galena.
Nice. God.
Yeah,
Roy.
this is just above Galena Estates at Galena Creek.
Roy just pops in and ruins the party.
I know, right? Bam, gets that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And really love the area, and so I'm more than happy to use them multiple times.
Cool. Yeah, it's a beautiful area. We have a lot of beautiful areas up here in Reno. It's not just gross desert like many people assume. It's not like Vegas. No, this is nature and wonderful Lake Tahoe and trees galore and breathable oxygen that doesn't turn you into an awful person. All right, so on the agenda today, we've got a few signings we got to talk about. We took a break last week, not intentionally, but schedules didn't line up. Then we've got to talk about a pre-season match. We are welcoming somebody into the USL, and I'm really, really stoked for that. And I'm sure we've got some other things that I'm missing here, but Brad and Matt will probably fill in the blanks. For now, let's talk about new signings. Yeah, let's get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Brad, you look bored, so you're going to talk about our signings for a minute. Now, we don't have like a whole ton of information on any one of them. But, in fact, we just have one signing, don't we?
Do we have two?
Oh, two? Okay. All right, Brad, take us away.
All right, I guess I'll start with last week's first signing. The first signing hails from the other side of the mountain, Sacramento State. He spent 2 years there at, I don't even know what their mascot is, so I'm not going to attempt it. But his name is Benji Kikanovic. He is a striker. He is brand new to Reno. Looks like a solid addition, some good up-top competition, because Lord knows we need all that competition up top. We still only have, if you count him in it, we only have 2 strikers signed to the roster right now, so kind of need a little bit more right now. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah, and it's really good to get some more youth up at the top. Maybe somebody who can stick around, who can kind of grow here. Like the stat sheet was showing, he's got 9 goals, 5 assists in his 2 years, and so he's doing some damage on the collegiate level. Hopefully that translates well to USL. And I love the last name Kikanovic. I feel like that's perfect for a two-pole. I like that. I feel like the puns are there. They write themselves.
Matt, thanks for taking over on that. I was swallowing.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, I look, at this point, I'm happy with any and all signings that we get. I feel like we're lagging a little bit. I don't know about you guys. I know Brad would probably agree with me because he is persistent and he's been pest on Twitter. Not a pest to me. Don't worry, Brad. I'm just saying, And I mean, do you disagree, Brad? What are your thoughts on how the team's shaping out so far?
We got 11 players signed to the team right now. Minus the goalies that we've been getting from San Jose, we field a team plus a sub.
Mm-hmm.
A sub or two. Like, we need more, unfortunately. And right now we aren't getting more. And I'm still a little upset about the team said a couple weeks ago, hey, we got this player that has 21 goals. And I told myself I wouldn't call him out on it until, multiple weeks have gone down. Mm-hmm. Where is he?
Yeah, you're right. I'm just going to go ahead and read what Coach Ian Russell said about Benji. This is courtesy of Reno 1868. Benji's a player that we scouted at our San Jose Earthquakes Combine. He came down to our Combine and really impressed us. He's a mobile striker who has good pace, times his runs well, and likes to get in behind. Now, I know I can't remember who it was, but somebody on social media kind of threw up, I think it was Zach, threw up a couple of highlights. And I mean, I think he looked solid, but this is a completely different ball game, I think. So we also have another little quote that Ian said here. He's a young player that definitely has a lot of potential. It'll be fun to see how he develops. Any thoughts, gentlemen? Just maybe what he can bring to the team from what you guys have seen and what you guys have read. Brad, you've kind of gone into it a little bit, but Matt, go ahead.
Okay. Well, it sounds like he is a player that, the way Ian's describing, is a player that plays similar to Corey Herzog, more of an opportunistic kind of striker.
Mm-hmm.
Just gets in the right place and, like I said, times his runs right, which is good. It'd be good to have him learn off of Corey, but a little more diversity up top would be nice. And again, he's still young; he could be molded. If Ian sees another kind of quality in him that he likes, like if he's got a great outside shot, if he can, play the ball well in the 18, those are things that'll be really handy for this season, which, that's a kind of a niche we haven't filled yet.
Yeah.
So, let's see what happens. Let's see what Ian can do with him.
Sure. I'm in that same boat. I just want to, I'm going to keep my judgments in. Not that I have any, but I'm going to I want to see him on the pitch before I start acting like I know what I'm talking about. So, Brad, did you have any thoughts before we move on?
Honestly, I like the idea of getting more strikers, and I think that the team really needs to add a couple more, please.
Well, I mean, I just want the team to add anybody. Just add people, players. I want to know what my team's going to look like, and I'm starting to get worried. The longer we have to wait, excuse me, I have a sneeze that's like wanting out, but I don't think it's going to happen. So that's why I'm like sniffly. We'll see what happens. All right, Matt, what else we got? Or who, rather?
Who else we got? All right, and I believe it was just one day later they announced the next signing, which is nice because a lot of people were clamoring for signings, and they were like, "Oh, you want some? Here you go."
Yeah.
They pushed out 2 back-to-back. This time in a left back named Ayrton Staddy, who is he's a Caribbean player. He plays for the Curacao national team, and looking at his announcement article and then doing a little bit of research and whatnot, there's a little bit of confusion. I'm not sure if he's from Curacao or if he just plays for the national team, because everywhere else I'm seeing says he's Benaran.
So it's a trio of islands. It's Antigua, whatever the one you said, and then Curacao.
Oh, is it like a Trinidad and Tobago kind of thing?
Kind of. It's they're called the ABC Islands.
Okay.
They're off the coast of Venezuela, and I noticed the same thing. His city is not from Curacao, but I guess the other team doesn't have the other island doesn't have a soccer team, so he just went over to the other one.
Fair enough. Okay, well that clears that up. And well, it looks like he's been getting quite a few minutes with the Curacao national team, and he even featured in the match against the U.S. Back in July or June or July of this past year, which the U.S. only squeaked out a 1-0 win. And so again, this is a player who we really don't know a whole lot about, other than he's left back and he had some time in the Gold Cup, and we're getting some more internationals that can really bring some more to the game in Reno.
All right, yeah, let's kind of what I do often when we have a new signed player. Let's hear what Ian had to say. Staddy's a player that's represented his national team. I think if you watched the Gold Cup, you saw a very good national team in Curacao. He's a left back that really likes to get forward and is really strong in the tackle. He's a good one-on-one defender who works extremely hard off the ball. So that's what we got from the main man, guys. I'm in the same boat here as I'm going to reserve my judgment until I see him on the pitch. Obviously, every single person that we sign, I want to do well, and no different here. So that's it of the signings. I mean, unless you guys had any final thoughts, I think. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I do think that the way he is described, that he could be, as Roy says in the comments, he could be Duke's
Yeah.
replacement if Duke doesn't come back. Either way, if we do get both of them back, which would be absolutely fantastic, he'll fit in well, counterpoint to Brett Richards.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I saw Roy. You pointed that out in the comments somewhere. I think it may have been Douglas Alley. It may have been on the 1868 actual post or whatever. But yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see what happens for sure. Let's talk about this preseason match, which I'm super excited for. Except,
But
Matt
Harry
might
did have a
something he
question
wants to
before
say.
we go on, though.
What's up? Did I miss it?
Harry's wondering how many
Oh.
players Reno has at this point.
11.
And that would 11.
Yeah. Maybe if I know it's hard to listen to Brad sometimes, Harry, but but he did point it out, which is how I knew because I listened to Brad. Brad is like my
Thanks,
little,
Harry.
Brad is my little baby. I need to take care of him and make sure that he's happy. All right. So now we're good. We're good to talk about this preseason match
Absolutely.
on February. Correct me if I'm wrong because I'm going off memory. 29th.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. And we are hosting San Diego Loyal. And I am super stoked because we are the team that will be welcoming them into the USL. And I'm really excited too because now I can plan out my first game of the season, Super exciting. You guys are going to be there, right?
Of course.
I don't know. Brad didn't answer as fast as you did, Matt.
I should be. I
should be.
Yeah, see, here's the problem. I'm going to be there. Matt's going to be there, and you should be there. I feel like that's not enough commitment, Brad. I'm going to need a little bit more commitment from you.
All right. You see these things on my wall. There's a lot of 1868 stuff. There's a scarf. There's a shirt. I'm pretty sure that I have the time and investment to go to these games, and I will be there.
All that's looking like is you know how to shop. Anyway, we're
be there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all three of us will be there, and I know that Roy will be there, and Douglas Alley will be loud and proud, and the Battleborn Brigade. I almost called you guys something completely different. The Battleborn Brigade will be there, and it's gonna be a fun time. And I gotta tell you guys, I'm excited to see Landon Donovan in person. I'll be 100% honest with you guys, so pretty excited for that. Are you guys? Well, it was just announced yesterday. So
Yes.
yeah. So I mean, you guys probably don't know what the Battleborn Brigade has planned, and if you did, you probably can't say anything. But if you could, what do you guys have anything planned for this preseason matchup?
Not necessarily. I mean, we could, but it's preseason. I feel like it's kind of the warm up. But I would not be opposed to some kind of display or something like that.
I mean, if you guys can bring some drums and some.
Well, I mean,
yeah, I think that'd be
the standards, maybe some drum, maybe some smoke. I don't know. We'll
maybe
see.
Yell every now and then, sing songs or something.
Yay, go!
Yeah, and
Stuff.
the first game of the season is always when I have the worst pictures ever. It's like I've completely forgotten all the basics of photography. So I'm excited for that. And since it's not the season opener, I won't get sick. So I'm also excited for that. And we're going to see what happens. But are you guys really stoked that we're opening up the season? I mean, it's preseason, but we're opening up soccer season with this brand new team?
Yeah, I think it's really cool. There have been, I think it was SAC that greeted us into the league in the preseason game. The first USL team we ever played. It's kind of cool to turn that around and be the next ones to welcome a team into the league, especially one that seems like they have a lot of steam behind them. They're building a good team. They got LD behind them, and it seems like their supporter group, the locals, they seem like pretty cool folk. And I would imagine a few of them are going to come down, even though it's preseason, or come up more like it.
Yeah. And I guess by then we should have this Corey Herzog situation figured out, right? If it is indeed, no offense, Roy, a situation. So we'll see what happens with that. I I, like everyone else here, would like to see Corey wearing a good shade of blue. Speaking of a good shade of blue, Brad, do you still have that jersey up? Or
What
whichever
jersey?
one of you, the loyal jersey?
Oh,
Uh-oh, that's a no.
I could pull it up.
yeah, it's
All right,
quick.
it's race. Whichever one of you guys pulls it up first,
Bam.
as I sit here and scratch my bum.
I-
All right, guys, what are your thoughts?
This is just a concept, though. This isn't actual.
Oh, okay. All right. So this is just an idea of what the jerseys may look like. Still, what are your opinions? I'm curious to get Roy's opinion on here because Roy likes the basics. He likes the originals. This is pretty unique in my opinion. What do you think?
I like it. It stands out, but in not too gaudy of a way. Their colors are very bold, but they use them kind of conservatively in this. And it's almost a direct translation of their crest.
Yeah,
I approve.
Brad.
I mean, it certainly beats a lot of things. The first thing that comes to mind is, I'm just comparing it to the disaster that is Las Vegas Lights' jersey, and this thing blows it out of the water.
Mhm.
So, like, if it can pass the low bar test, then it's fine.
Yeah, the Las Vegas Lights jersey is a travesty and should be burned at the stake. I told you guys before the show, it kind of looks to me like a Miami Dolphins jersey. Not necessarily a bad thing. I do like that shade of blue, but it's the orange, I think, that really does it for me. That makes me think, oh, this is Miami, which is, the opposite side of the country. But I like it. It's fun. It's unique. I don't know if I like the Quakes did this last year too. The stripes coming in above like your nipples. I mean, it looks a little bit funky to me. Harry,
It's almost like it's framing your chest.
So Harry and Roy, or whoever else is watching, everyone that's watching, give us your opinion on these. I'd like to hear what everyone else thinks, but I think for the most part we like them. 1868 Weekly approves of these jerseys. Now, of course, here's another reminder that that's just a concept. That's not the actual jerseys. And when those come around, you can bet your sweet buns that we will have it on this show.
Sweet bud.
Sweet buns. So we've talked about the schedule. We've talked about 2 players who we've signed. And hopefully it's only Monday. We're actually recording on time this week as far as the day of the week is concerned. So hopefully we'll have more news for you guys coming up at the end of this week, or hopefully at some point between this show and next show.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder when we don't have news to talk about. But gentlemen, 1868 stuff. Any more things that we need to discuss that I may have missed, or that we may have missed so far?
Yes. It also has to do with the schedule, but a little bit of news coming out that the start times have been hinted at for the entire 2020 season, and there are no more day games. With the exception of this upcoming preseason match against San Diego, which is at noon. Every single game will be no earlier than 5:45 p.m., which super cool.
Yeah.
Reno is a town of working folk. Make sure that they have a chance to get off, and even for midweek games to get off in time, get to those games, and cheer for the boys in blue. Not only that, you're going to have nothing but night games in the summer, so it'll be a little cooler.
Yeah.
March and April it might be a little brutal. As the sun is setting.
It always kind of is. Like I was saying, my annual sickness is just around the corner. I only get sick when I go to these games, Matt. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're not helping. You're not helping it because it's either snowing or
Sure.
raining sideways, windy. Yeah.
Well, we'll see if you guys have to shovel out the fields this year again. That was 2 years ago. Yeah, I don't think y'all had to shovel the field last year.
No, we did not shovel the field last year. Year before,
yeah,
yes.
Right. So yeah, hopefully it stays that way because that can be savage. But you guys do good work when you do that. In fact, I think next time I'll come out and watch you guys. come out with.
You know,
the
you guys are
camera.
doing a great job as you're there sipping your coffee,
Hey,
your
man.
hot toddy, whatever you got.
You can call me a reporter. I'm just reporting the fact that you guys are cleaning up the field. Anyway, no, I think that's really welcome news. I mean, I like the early games for certain reasons, but you prefer the later games a lot more. I like the earlier games solely because I can get interviews done quicker. That's all. So, but it's nice planning out your whole day and then heading to the ballpark and ending it with some 1868 football. Brad, what are your thoughts on that?
Oh man, do I ever really have thoughts?
None that makes sense, but I want.
I mean, I would hope so. We're doing like a podcast.
Yeah, a podcast based around your thoughts, Brad.
What was the question again?
The schedule change.
I mean, I make it to the games regardless, unless I have like a commitment, like a wedding, like I did last year.
Sure.
Honestly, I just want the attendance to go up. I know that we complained about it so much.
No, it's too early to complain about attendance, Brad.
I know.
We have
and that's why
the entire next season, or this season rather, to complain, and we will.
Yes.
You could.
Oh,
bet,
I know
yeah,
we will. Oh, yeah. It's gonna start like preseason. We're gonna already be speculating about attendance, and we're gonna be like, it's only February. Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got now this is according to Roy Douglas information. A little bit of an update on the Corey situation. So Corey was found, and he said this numerous times. We just haven't been able to get it on the podcast. Corey was told to find a team. Reno was going to look around for some younger players. Of course, Roy, if I'm interpreting this wrong, let me know. He was on his way to San Diego, and a kid out of school lease canceled on apartment. So one of his kids, I'm guessing?
Yeah, he has a kid.
Okay. So, and then wife quit her job, but then Reno picked up the option and wanted $15,000 for him. Poop hit the fan as San Diego wouldn't pay up. Bridges were burned, then they kissed and made up, and Corey is ours for the season. So, and that's it. And smoothies are back. So that's wonderful. Yes. Okay. Cool. So, Roy, thank you for the update. And this cool. Yeah. And clear the air on Corey Herzog. Happy to have him back. Super excited. And Carrie Gleedle is joining us, everybody. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Carrie.
And she's saying at least we're playing in Phoenix in May and not when it's 110 degrees. And as for the jersey, we have two replies on the jersey. So Roy, unsurprisingly, hates it. in his own words, it's hideous. Which I kind of expected. And then Carrie says that she feels that it's very San Diego. The sunset and the sea, I don't like it. So we're getting to the point, gentlemen, we're almost being outnumbered here. We've got a 3-2 vote in favor of the jersey. We like it. I like it. It's fun. It's different. It's a good color. You know, it'll never be as cool as like this.
No, that cobalt blue, man.
Yeah, no. It'll never be as nice, but you know, we can compliment teams every now and then as long as they're not Vegas. All right, so Matt, thank you so much for bringing that up because I think that's super important. Do we have any other Reno 1868 FC things we want to talk about? I know we had a gentleman on the Battleborn Brigade page who wanted us to answer some questions. We could totally do that, and then we can have Matt answer it correctly.
We're bringing that up again.
Those questions.
So here is the question, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of players put out contract or leaving. Will we be signing to replace or making do? Where are we weak? Is there anyone in particular we should target? Any fringe or youth quakes you want to see come over the hill for some playing time? The schedule, sack away on a Wednesday pass. Any particularly tricky or crucial series of games to watch out for? Jerseys, are we getting a new one this year? Haven't seen anything teased. Then again, we got a whole new kit lineup last year. So, and then here's the bonus, and we'll answer this again. We got a couple new players, and then Matt answered incorrectly, which is unsurprising to Brad and I, because we knew what he meant. Bonus question: who is our grizzled vet rebel shock trooper, Cara Dune? And that's Gina Carano's character on The Mandalorian.
Oh, he edited it.
Yes, he did.
Okay. Our strong. It's good that he edited it before we had it on the show, right? Our strong silent type Mandalorian and our cute baby Yoda. And I'm really happy that Carrie is here to. I don't know, Carrie, if you heard who my choice for the baby Yoda was last week or a couple of weeks ago. But I think you'll be excited to hear who I believe our cute baby Yoda is. All right, so let's get to it. This is a long one, I think. So let's handle it paragraph by paragraph. A lot of players put out contract or leaving. Will we be signing to replace or making do? Where are we weak? Is there anyone in particular we should target? Any fringe or youth quakes you want to see come over the hill? Matt, do your best, man.
Okay. Well, are we? I'm going to start out with are we signing to for adding or replacing? Mm-hmm. And with these two that we're looking at right now that we talked about earlier, it almost seems like replacing. Especially we're talking about Duke, and with the question mark that was hanging over Corey's head, I thought maybe Kakanovich was the solution for that one. So, and my initial answer is replacing. But I don't want that to be true. We still have plenty of time. There still hasn't been other news about some other players that were being hopeful for coming back, even though I actually do have some news about ex-Reno players being signed elsewhere.
Yeah.
But I mean that's really, I think we have to sign to replace now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I feel like it's kind of a sketchy sign when players aren't signed months after the season ends. And I'm, of course, talking about players who've been with us. So, I think that the team's definitely looking to replace a lot of these players. I think Ian's already making efforts and trying to do that. So, hopefully that doesn't mean that the team's not trying to re-sign players who've been with the team for a while. But I think that the route they're taking here is to replace some players who've been with the team for a while. Duke, we haven't heard anything from Lindo. So we'll see. Brad, do you have an answer to this question?
I mean, I agree with Matt here, honestly.
Whoa. You agree with Matt, but not me? Because I kind of agree with Matt.
Matt was the one who brought it up. You agreed with Matt? I'm also agreeing with Matt.
But not with everyone's agreeing with Matt. Yay.
Well, Matt's the original here. Don't fight me on this one. Okay. Let me get through my points. Honestly, I agree with him because, I mean, the season, technically players should be reporting to the team in the next week or two, if they haven't already done so. And this is the time where, if you have your team already assembled, you should have it assembled so that players can build that, I guess, rapport and unity amongst themselves. And right now, we don't know who we have. We know very few. So hopefully, we start getting some more, pen to paper soon to get some more players in. But in all honesty, we need to be looking at replacing. We've done a lot of replacing, but and really only like one player re-signing. And right now we've lost more than we've replaced. I won't ruin the players that Matt wants to announce that we've lost, but
no, have at it.
Okay. Well, I'll go with the obvious one that's happened since our last episode, Seth Kasipli. I found out because Orange County, was that last episode? That was 2 weeks ago.
I thought we talked about that.
We talked about that one.
Yeah.
But we've since lost Raul Mendiola. And that's a big player with ginormous, talent and skill, and we're going to be seeing him in a couple weeks in a different jersey, him and Emra Clementa. And those are players that I wish we still had because there's no replacing a Raul Mendiola so quickly. You can't get a comparable talent that seems to make people miss. We don't know what in the world's happening with Duke. That's a huge player to fill, and unfortunately, I don't know how Artie's going to do. I imagine he's comparable if we're going to be praising him and he has international duty time, but it's still a huge loss that we have to do.
Yeah.
Moving on, I guess I'm going to ask the next question. Where are we weak right now? And I have to say it's still up top. We have Corey, we lost Danny, and we have the new guy, Kikanovic. Who is our next scoring threat? Who's going to be our next Brian Brown or our next Dan Kelly outside of just Corey? And that's, I think, where we're weakest right now. And we looked weak last season when we couldn't put balls away that usually we would have scored in prior seasons.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
I gotta tell you, I think we're pretty weak everywhere right now. No,
I don't think midfield. I think we're pretty strong
you
midfield.
don't think so?
I really like the
I mean-
Mohamed Dabo signing.
Okay. I've always felt comfortable with Sam Gleedle. We all know this, but I don't know. I feel like it remains to be seen. Of course, I mean everything remains to be seen at this point. But I need more players. Just I need a team. Matt, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts kind of span between your guys's. I mean, we are starting to look good in the mid. That's where Ian likes to stack heavy. That seems to be the consistent thing every single year. But we do need to make signings. We need to make them fast. I don't know if they're waiting to just snag those guys that fall by the wayside in San Jose, or the ones that San Jose decides that they want to send down. But some independent signings need to happen. They need to start looking at out of contract players. I'm sure they are. Like, I'm sure there's negotiations going on.
Yeah.
But I want to see it. I want to see the results. And like Brad was saying, they need to start building chemistry, start getting to know each other.
Definitely. Yeah. Let's go. Let's hop back into here. And the question: is there anyone in particular we should target?
Solomon Asante.
Well, yes. Yeah, you know what? Let's stick Ronaldo up there while
Sure.
Yeah, maybe we can get some Messi down here in Reno.
Or maybe Chicharito shouldn't go to the Galaxy; he should come to us instead.
Yeah, I dig it.
Mhm.
Any fringe or youth Quakes you want to see come over the hill? I think this one's a little bit easier to answer. Brad, you're giggling. What are you giggling at?
I mean, I'm just looking at their roster right now, and I just see all the players we've gotten in the past year coming back up.
Yeah,
I see Haji coming back
Yeah.
up this year. I see Fuentes coming back. I see Cowell at some point. For sure, we're going to see Calvillo. For sure, we're going to see a Kenya Ridge. And I think the thing that scares me is it's not going to be like on a permanent loan basis again.
yeah,
It's going to be we're going to see them once a week, Friday, play Saturday, go home Saturday night or Sunday morning.
yeah. I'm. Go
yeah.
ahead. Sorry.
And that's just, I guess, what scares me the most is, we're going to be seeing, and given we still have a lot of talent coming from San Jose, and these are good players, and a lot of these players are really young, and we're the perfect place for them. But if they're not getting, consistent time up here, we're not using them to their fullest ability.
Well, not only that, but Matt, you want to talk chemistry? This is what messes it up. This is exactly what messes it up. And Roy kind of pointed out earlier, when you were talking about how the squad has been slow at times, Brad, earlier in the episode, he pointed out the fact that it's because we're always slow because Ian has to know who's coming from San Jose. And the issue is he doesn't until the night before or the day of. And this stuff is what really affects the team negatively. In addition to that, what deal the Quakes have with Reno is still unknown. We've talked to several people about it. We talked to Eric about it. We've talked to I think we had a conversation, or at least a few of us have had a conversation with Doug, and it's very much an affiliation. Like in minor league baseball, that's the best way to put it. But they seem to have some influence on our lineup, which would be why we're starting Eric Calvillo over Sam Kasipli, or Seth Kasipli, rather. So I don't know. Long have I think, been against this relationship between these two teams. It's been affecting us a lot harder than the Quakes. I mean, the Quakes have it good. If we have a breakout player, they can snag them up. But for us, they're kind of giving us guys just to give them playtime. And of course, the only players that I would totally that I would never talk trash about because I think they're both fantastic, almost expletive all over the place there. Marcinkowski and Bersano.
Yes.
And then of course there are like that's the biggest benefit from San Jose that Reno gets because Matt and JT are just so amazing and they're so good. I mean JT's playing for national teams and Matt is definitely consistently been one of the best goalies I think in the entire USL. Matt, you kind of look like you have something to add.
Oh no, I'm just following along with what you're saying, and kind of in full agreement. I was going to mention Matt and JT specifically,
Yeah.
but I mean you got on that and you nailed it. They've been gifts in this relationship. I'll say, it seems very one-sided a lot of times, but I'm really happy to have those two, consistently.
Yeah, definitely.
And I know we've talked about it before too, but who knows how long this relationship's going to last? Sack's going to MLS. East Bay is getting a team, so you never know.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's just I'd love to see what Ian can do without these obstacles. I think things may be a whole lot different, and I think that we wouldn't be losing as many players as we are. You got to give time to the guys who fight, who really deserve it and fight for it, and you can't be giving guys time just to give them time. And I think that's the part that really gets me about this relationship. Like, look, you guys know, like you viewers, listeners, Matt and Brad, I'm an Earthquakes fan. So I mean, that's one thing that's really cool about it. But I can see how it's negatively impacting a team I'm a bigger fan of, which is the team here in my hometown. So I mean, we'll see. That's the John rant for the day. So I think like there are some players we're excited for, right? I mean, like Haji's was pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
So
I thought so.
Yeah. So I mean, and then there are a few we're not excited for, but I don't really want to throw them under the bus until they start playing. And yeah, I think let's move on to the schedule. Yeah. Brad, are you still alive?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Right.
Just kind of want to throw it out because it's kind of important. February 18th, Reno does have a closed door match against San Jose, so I'll be looking forward to the news that comes out of that. If they give us any news, again, it's a closed door match, so whatever we get out of it might be like empty highlights or just kind of a statement, this game happened, final score this, if we even get that.
Or some home video from me, perched up on a hill somewhere.
Yeah.
Kind of going Spider-Man from the roof.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, so the schedule, guys. Now, we spent an entire episode talking about the schedule, so we don't need to talk about it again. But I think that the sack away on a Wednesday, Mike, we're not a huge fan of. No, that's awful. How in the world can you have a rivalry game on a Wednesday night? Like, the only thing good about that is that they're not that far. It could be worse. Like, it could be Vegas.
Yeah.
So that's come on, USL. That's just bad planning.
That's
we all agree on that. We've all talked about it, so we're not going to talk too much more on it. The one I want to talk about, I think this one's really interesting. Any particularly tricky or crucial series of games to watch out for? Now, I'm looking at it on a month-by-month basis, and I do have an answer, but I'd like to hear, Brad, what you think. Is there a certain week that you have your eyes on, or a certain month that you're like, this might be a little sketchy?
It's not week, it's month.
Okay.
I mean, it's really 3 games. October. Phoenix, October 3rd at home. Sacramento, October 10th at home.
Yeah.
Away, New Mexico United. The
Yep.
big 3. Those are kind of 3 very good teams. They're going to be at the top of the table. If we can't get results against those 3 late in the season, morale is going to be devastated.
Sure.
If we can beat all 3, we're winning the championship. If we get results, we're looking good in the playoffs.
Yeah. I think that's a great answer, Brad, by the way. I was going to go with that, but I had a backup because you always have backups when it's the 3 of us. Matt, what's your month, man? We'll go by months.
You don't want to take it just in case I ruin your backup?
Yeah, like
I don't think you're going to ruin my
up.
backup.
Okay. So I think it's going to be the that southwest swing at the end of September leading into October.
God damn it.
I told you,
Seriously?
man.
All right, continue what you're saying because you might not have the same mindset on it.
Well, because
You better
this
not have the
is
same mindset on it, Matt.
this is a chance to pick up some points early in that swing, build some confidence, and then meet some teams that are most likely going to be really troublesome. Did I just say exactly what you were going to say?
Yeah, kind of. I'm going to word it just slightly differently.
So we have away RGV and away El Paso back to back. Those historically could be some good points. We could easily pick up some points, especially with RGV. El Paso might be a different story. They actually try. And then we have coming back home, we have San Diego, who we don't know yet, but it looks like they're building a really solid squad. But that would, this late in the season and the way they're looking, it might be some crucial points to pick up and take away from them. And then we head down. And after this building up of steam, hopefully we get those two easier ones. San Diego might be a challenge. And then we take all that confidence into Las Vegas, smash those suckers at their home, and then come back and do some damage against Phoenix riding on a high. I think that's a very crucial swing for us.
Okay, so obviously I think I agree with you 100%. I think September's important because, like you said, Matt, we've got, or like you both said, we've got a tough swing here in October. Phoenix Rising, Sacramento Republic, and then New Mexico United away. I think that you hit the nail right on the head, Matt. September's a huge month to get some points, gain some confidence to be able to take out these guys coming in. But I also think it's important because we don't know what kind of a team we're getting yet. And so I'm kind of just saying this rolling with the fact that we're going to be pretty good as we have been. These are some points to pick up in case we don't do so well in October. I think that we can definitely pad out our playoff positioning with this month. I feel like the big challenge, the big guarantee challenge right here is El Paso. The reason I'm not saying San Diego low is because we know the other teams pretty well. And San Diego, we just don't know much about San Diego, but I'll take Reno over them right now. So those are my thoughts. Worst case scenario, this is a month where Reno can really start padding out our points and really start getting in a playoff position just in case October does not work out for us. So those are my thoughts. I mean, we're pretty much in agreement. We pretty much said the same thing different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, we got another question, right? Yeah, we got a whole lot of questions here. Jerseys. Oh, this is a fun one. I love jerseys. Are we getting a new jersey, Brad?
I mean, history shows us 3 years, 3 different sets of jerseys. So, I mean, my wallet's open if they continue to do so, but I'm one of those quote-unquote whales that will always buy something that the team releases.
Yeah, I think this year, I've been thinking about it. When they do the jersey reveal for this year, I think I'll actually buy a jersey, like just right off the bat. I'm thinking about it. Matt, what do you think?
I think it's happening. And it needs to have some prominent gold. I want gold. I know a lot of people want gold. Like when they released that third kit against Vegas last year, Vegas' first year. No, 2 years ago. Sorry, Vegas' first year. People loved it and snatched it right up. And, it hasn't been available for a long time. So give me some gold.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. My biggest regret as a Reno 1868 FC fan is not getting that jersey. I really should have gotten that jersey. I made up for it in getting the Culture jersey, which I think is rad still. But, God, I love that gold and the blue. It's just really solid. Yeah, I'm hoping for an alternate jersey this year. They didn't really wear the Culture jerseys, so I don't really count that. Those were really just a fan thing. And so I'm really hoping we get, a home jersey, an away jersey, and then a little bit later down the season, a fun alternate. I want some silver. Got to be honest with you. Look, we're Nevada's team. Always have been, always will be. I'd like some silver. Give me some silver, guys.
At least like the Adidas 3 stripes, make those silver, just like if any kind of accent like that.
I can dig it. Yeah, I can dig it. Yeah, okay. So, yes, we're all in favor of a New Jersey. All right. Matt, you're going to answer this one first.
Ah,
I really need you to answer it correctly this time.
no.
It is grammatically correct to your standards now, Matt.
No.
No
To
excuses.
everybody's standards.
All right.
Okay. So this is the grizzled vet, silent warrior, baby Yoda question, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I think the grizzled vet and our captain for 2020 is going to be Brent Richards. He's been here for a long time. He knows the system. He's an excellent player. And I think he's one of the best outside backs in the league, if not, like, when he and Duke were pairing up, the best pair in the league.
Yeah.
Silent warrior, man. I want to say Corey, just because he's coming back. He's been through a whole year. He's done his whole one touch thing, and I feel like that's kind of his drop the mic move, where he just kind of dink and walks away. Walks away from the sweet explosion behind him, like the Mando. And then Baby Yoda. I think we were all in agreement of this is Sam Gleadle.
Sam Gleadle.
Our boy Sam Gleadle. Like he's our Baby Yodes.
He is quite adorable, isn't he? Especially on Instagram and Twitter with his fiance. Although I'm pretty sure it's Instagram. Yeah, Carrie, if you're still watching, I may stalk your son. Or something like it. He kind of just pops up on my feed. He's a good dude. We love him. He is most certainly our Baby Yoda. So, Matt, Brad and I kind of already said it, so we're just going to quickly say it again. I agree with all your decisions. Or rather, you agreed with all mine, because I made mine last week when I read it correctly. Brad! Who are yours?
So my three were, I agreed with Brent, I agreed with Corey. But I'm different on the Baby Yoda, and that's because I'm going with the actual, like, super young person instead of, the baby face on the team. And that would be Corey's little girl.
Right, that's right.
Yeah,
you did say
and
that.
that's just because it's adorable. She's always there. It's always cute to see them interact after a match, and like, come on. Baby Yoda is someone that everyone just gawks at and like is like all in love with.
Yeah, Sam Gleadle.
Don't get me wrong, Sam Gleadle is that guy, but I gotta go with I gotta go with the person that the Mandalorian protects.
Sure.
And that's his
okay,
lovely
that's fair.
Delta.
That's fair.
That makes it a really good analogy. I like that.
It does. Now, I do have a bonus Baby Yoda, and it's the fine-looking plush behind you there, Brad, to your right.
Over my shoulder.
Yeah, is he going to look, or do you know?
Good point.
Yeah.
Right on the spot.
Good old Truckee, the best mascot in the USL, everybody.
Always is.
Always was, and always has been. All right, guys. So we're at like 50 minutes right now. I spent about 5 minutes probably stuffing my face. So I'm sorry, it was worth it. I love chicken pesto. So let's go ahead and start to wrap this thing up. You guys have a couple minutes, and I know Matt, I know you've got some other non-Reno 1868 FC related stuff to talk about. You have like 3 minutes to do that. What?
Kinda. I mean, like, there's really not been a whole lot of news, even for like outside of actual roster and stuff happening on the field. Louisville is almost done with their new stadium, and they've done tours of it, and it looks really nice. And I'm crazy jealous. But aside from that, I mean, I got nothing.
Brad, do you have anything?
I mean, no, other than our players all seem to have gone with Santiago to I know. Santi, if you're watching this, I hate that I love you. But unfortunately, they all seem to have gone to our friends down in San Diego. Definitely love to see, though, in San Diego that they have a pretty killer starting unit of the local supporter group. So, happy to see that.
Definitely.
Good to see them. Yeah, no, it's always good for the sport. And then I guess I guess my last piece of news is Reading United is doing a kind of season tickets for the Boys and Girls Club over by them in Pennsylvania. So if you have $20, it's literally $20 for season tickets. Come on, like I know it's
Yeah,
seven
that's
games, but
insane.
that's cheap. It's
Yeah.
7 games for $20. I mean, that's a killer steal
Yeah, you
because
know what, guys? Let's get tickets right now.
we get like one game for maybe like close to that price, like 13, $14.
Yeah, that is
Um,
awesome.
but $20, they're doing a whole every state in the country if they get one person, all 50 states plus Washington D.C. plus the United Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I donated to so Nevada's covered. There's still a couple states if you know but anybody, and I think it's Hawaii, Alaska, like Vermont, Wyoming, Montana, so on and both Dakotas, so on and so forth. Go check them out on Twitter at Reading United to figure out what states you can hark on your friends that go there. Tell them it's $20. You can Venmo them. Send some boys and girls kids to soccer games next
Definitely.
year.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing.
I did not fall in love with soccer until I went to a match. So if you guys
Get them
can
early, yeah.
you guys can get these young kids at a match or something, do it, man. Because then they might start a podcast. So anyway, all right, let's do random thoughts. It's been a couple weeks since we've recorded, gentlemen, so I'm sure we have something fun to talk about. Which one of you guys wants to go first?
John.
I'm the host, man. I can't go first.
Have at it, Brad.
It's proper etiquette, Brad.
Oh man.
Some
Oh,
random
that's
haven't
never
done it yet.
once stopped you in the world from being greedy. I know that for truth. I'm gonna go take a page out of Dylan's book from Orange County and literally present to you a book.
What is this?
I know I've gone
Wrong
through this author-
podcast. Wrong
What?
podcast.
Oh my gosh. Should I be audible
Look,
now?
nobody
Should we be
reads,
audible? Should I
Brad,
read?
okay?
Should I read on
No.
podcast?
Here's
Be
an excerpt.
audible.com.
Page 25, paragraph 6. No,
No,
yeah.
I have gone through this author before. His name is Brad Taylor. This book is Hunter Killer. It's like the 14th book in the series. Nothing ever will beat a good series, like having an author that you're excited to get their book every single time. This is a book that I picked up last week, and my bookmark is very close to the end. I'm usually done with books by now, but find a good book. This one is basically it's my guilty pleasure. Shoot the Terrorist Dead type books. I guess it's a guilty pleasure. So suggest Brad Taylor. Suggest Brad Thor. Suggest any author with the name Brad because Brad's a killer name.
Is there any way Matt and I can watch it? Because we don't have time to read it.
Oh my gosh. Well, make time.
No.
I'm pretty
All right,
sure. I'm
Matt.
pretty sure you have plenty of time when the camera's not on you at the studio that you can read for 10 minutes.
Unfortunately, Brad, that is so far from the truth. It makes me sad to say. But
Liar.
I definitely don't have time to read at work. Anything but news. No, I read a lot of news. Anyway, Matt, what do you got for us today, man?
Well, I feel like nothing crazy has been happening, but kind of, I guess kind of random. It kind of go along with what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Been watching Star Wars Rebels, the follow-up
Solid.
to, it's good stuff. I haven't gotten to season 3, which I hear is super good.
Yep.
So I don't think it's as good as Clone Wars just yet, but I'm holding my breath on that one and seeing how it turns out. So far, it's really good. I like the animation style, minus the model for Yoda. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It makes him look like a little old man instead of a
Yoda
creature.
Yeah.
Instead of a Yoda. Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, great show.
Yeah, definitely. I had a lot. I really enjoyed that show, but yeah, you're definitely starting to get into the meat for sure. Season 3 is where it gets meaty. All right, guys, So serious talk here. So I work, for those of you who don't know, and I think most people who watch the podcast do, I work for Colo 8, and guys, we report on a vehicle versus pedestrian accident every damn day, maybe every other day at and I'm not even exaggerating, Matt. I'm serious. Drive safe out there, and if you're walking around, pay attention to your surroundings, because it's not always the driver's fault. Everyone, whenever there's a vehicle versus ped, always thinks, oh, the driver wasn't paying attention, or they start thinking it was the driver's fault. It's not always the driver's fault. And also, don't walk around the interstate. I think that's an easy one. Let's not be walking over I-80 at like 4 o'clock in the morning. That never turns into anything good. And just, man, be safe out there. Look out for yourself, and then definitely look out for each other. Because we're really tired of writing about this stuff. So no more. Watch where you're going and watch where you're driving. That's it. Really simple message from me today, guys. Brad, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me. I've been tweeting more than ever at Pal on the Sky on Twitter. You can see me calling out the team and like, where's this other player signing? I'll end on that.
Matt, where can we find you?
You can find me mostly on Reddit and r/USL Pro. Username is RaphOutLoud with underscores between each word. You can also find me on Twitter by that same handle.
Very nice. And you guys can find me at John Macaluso anywhere. Just type it in, and you'll probably get this ugly mug. And then also, if you guys have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, but you are watching right now, hit that subscribe button. And then also follow us on Twitter at 1868weekly. Really easy stuff, guys. It helps out a lot. Plus, since Brad has been so good at updating everyone on when shows are, I have been just as good retweeting what he types. So, head to social media for some updates on our show. And of course, thanks for watching. And now we're going to toss it to Brad to do what Brad does.
All right, guys. Thank you, as always, for listening to our lovely, humble podcast. In Ian, we trust. And vamos Azules! All right, take care.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.